Hi everyone, today we're doing a book blog review of everything I read in the last 3 weeks. So to get things started with, I'm going to do a nonfiction book review, The French Revolution by William Doyle. This is a very short introduction, as you can tell by the fact that it's really small. I really enjoyed this. This is the first thing I've read about the French Revolution. I listened to an audiobook lecture series on this subject about 6 months ago. I wanted a refresher course because I decided to write a book on it. This is very good, it's concise, it does a good job, I recommend it. The next one I'm reviewing is Druids by Barry Cunliffe. I read this one as a library book and I returned the book. I did not like it. I thought it was I'll put it this way. Through no fault of the authors, I felt that the book really didn't cover much topic. The way it was presented was that there's very little information to go on about the Druids, so there wasn't a whole lot of information in the book. I don't recommend it, just skip the topic entirely. The next review I'm going to be doing is The Two-Faced Queen by Nick Martell. I listened to the audiobook version of this, so I don't have a hard copy. I really enjoyed this. This was a very intricately plotted story. I liked the setting. It's very, I guess, sort of pseudo-Venetian, intrigue-based, plot-heavy story. If I were to describe it, the book's magic system is about people losing memories in exchange for magic, and as a result, the main character has lost memories about important parts of the story. The main character has to get his memories back to solve a serial killing murder. I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. I heartily recommend it. This is book 2 in the Mercenary King series. I'm going to be reading book 3 soon. The next one is World War II, A Military and Social History. This was another audiobook. I enjoyed it. If I was to critique it, it's a lecture series. It was about 18 hours long, I think it was. It's a lecture series about the military campaigns of World War II. It focused on the Eastern and Western Front as well as the Pacific, and there was also a little bit of Africa in there thrown in for good measure. It's all about the military campaign, the military maneuvers, that sort of thing. There wasn't much about the actual social bit of what was going on at the home front. I didn't really like it as much as some other ones. The next one I listened to was World War I, The Great War. This was a reread for me. In particular, it was a re-listen to. It's another lecture series. I enjoyed it more than the one about World War II. This one actually did focus on the cultural aspects of the home front, what everyday life was like for if you were a soldier or if you're just a random person at home. It talked about topics like the Turnip War and on and on and on. It did not really talk about the actual battles or anything like that, so if you're into that, you're not going to really get that here. You're going to have to look somewhere else. Okay, the next one was another audiobook, Skepticism and Religious Relativism. It was fine. It's about the religious history of atheism and agnosticism in the West, usually focusing around the time of the French Revolution and Russia's independence, that sort of thing. The next one that I listened to was The Spiritual Brain, Science and Religious Experience. It was a sort of where biology meets religion sort of thing, where the lecturer tried to explain how potential explanations for religious experience, mysticism, that sort of thing. I thought it was very interesting. You might give it a try if you're curious. Next one is, there you go. The next one is The Late Middle Ages, another lecture series. I enjoyed it. It was about everything from basically the fall of Rome, Byzantine Rome, I should say, up until the French Revolution, give or take. I think that'd be about right where it was. So from the fall of the Byzantine Empire to the fall of the Bourbon dynasty. I thought it was well done. It covered basically all the topics of the witch craze, everything like that. You get the idea. Okay, time for a double feature. We have Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill, as well as Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Cahill. I actually read the ebook version of these, so I don't have a paperback to show you. I enjoyed them. I intend to read book 3 when it comes out. I'm going to actually do a long form review for this one when it does come out. So no, I'm not really going to review it right here. It was good. I suggest you pick them up. And that pretty much covers it. I have a few other things, but they're nothing major. Talk to you later.